Today's date is January 13th, 2025. Welcome back, Irish. Hope you had a great break. We will talk about the vaping epidemic
and a welcome back segment.
Waldport Weekly starts now.
We haven't seen you guys since last year. That's crazy. We hope you were able to catch up on missing schoolwork over the 2 weeks off. The end of the first semester is approaching quickly. The second semester will begin Tuesday, January 28th. Please note that there will be no school next Monday, the 20th, in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Also, we will have another day off Monday, the 27th, for District Records Day. We wish you good luck with your New Year's resolutions. Thanks for joining us in our first episode of 2025. Now for the news.
First introduced in 2007, vapes are devices that vaporize a flavored liquid that contains nicotine. Recently, the use of vapes has risen in medical discussions across the country. This is because combustible cigarettes have been replaced by vapes. The rate of combustible cigarettes has decreased in 70% in 1991 to 28.9% in 2017. This rate change is due to the extensive work done by lawmakers and physicians to reduce cigarette use. They have succeeded in this, but vapes have replaced them, rising 10% between 2017 and 2018. For more information about this issue, we've invited a special guest. Over to you, Abe.
Thanks, Judah. I'm here with our district nurse, Crystal Vandehay, to give us some insight into the vape epidemic. Hi, thanks for joining us today.
Well, hi, and thank you for having me.
So, how do you feel about teens using vapes in a school environment?
Well, I think that there's been a lot of research done about vaping and tobacco use and nicotine. And due to that, there's been policies in place since 2017 to protect everybody in Lincoln County in different types of environments, such as schools, that say you can't use these things. So I think it's sad that in a testimony to show how addictive vaping and nicotine is, that kids are willing to jeopardize others and themselves by using it in a place that it's against the law.
Yeah. So does it affect our learning capabilities? And if so, in what way?
Well, when people are going through withdrawal from nicotine, we have high irritability, which obviously is not going to pan out with our teachers and our peers. And also, it is shown that when you're going through withdrawal from nicotine, you have a hard time learning and retaining information. So, of course, if you were to be using vape throughout a long period of time, there's probably a lot of stuff that you wouldn't be able to retain and recall for testing and things like that. They did a cross-reference or research on vaping from the National Institute of Health, and they found that people that vape and use nicotine have a lower chance of graduating and also of having transfer college dependent. So it does have an effect on long-term use with students.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think it's important that teens know the effects of vapes?
Yeah, I think that the effects of vaping, there's still not enough research to show all of the long-term effects that are going to come from using vapes. But as of now, we know that there's popcorn lung. There's lots of different types of lung infections that can happen. We already know about the education and how it's hard to retain information. But I think there's going to be many more things and effects that come from vaping that we don't know yet, just because it hasn't been around as long as traditional tobacco use. But I think even more important, it's important for students to know that there is resources and you can get confidential help, and that the Student Center is a great place to go and start asking questions if you want to stop vaping. It's just, you only get one life, just to also know that they're important and they deserve better. That's most important.
Yeah, that is good information about the Student Center. I understand Lincoln County is having an art contest on this topic. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so there's youth prevention through public health, and it's youth tobacco prevention art contest. And basically, there's going to be information going up on the screen for you to find out all of the details. But any grade from 2nd to 12th can sign up and put in an art project of their own. And there's several different methods that they can use. But there's great prizes, and the whole idea is to kind of just raise awareness of the effects of tobacco on people's lives. So each artist is going to have the opportunity to show how tobacco or vaping has affected their life or people that they care about. And I think it's going to be a really powerful tool to show why it's a good thing to stay tobacco free, vape. And so it's a great thing that public health is doing.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Crystal. Let's get back to the news.
Last week, the Irish faced off against the North Point Bobcats and the Waldport Brave. Those two games were the last non-league games of the season. Every basketball game to come will determine if the Irish are able to make it to the state playoffs.
The annual Alcee Bay Classic will take place on Saturday, January 25th, 2025. This wrestling tournament will be the only chance you have to see the wrestling team in action at the Irish Gym. It is senior night, highlighting Caitlin Morton, Carter Rogers, and Santino Valencia. The teams scheduled to come to compete include Central Lynn, Dayton, Glendale, Napa, Lowell, Nestucca, Reedsport, Taft, Toledo, Willamina, and of course Waldport. Wrestling matches will be in full throttle by 10 a.m. Saturday morning. Be sure to support your Irish.
Back in December, over 100 million gamers turned to the Game Awards. This annual event is similar to the Emmys or Academy Awards, the most highly anticipated award of the Game of the Year with 6 nominees: Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Black Myth Wukong, Metaphor Refinenzo, Baltro, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Eld Tree, and Astro Boy. Surprisingly, Astrobot, a game aimed at a family demographic, won, even though more mature games typically have the upper hand in winning the award.
There was also controversy due to Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, which is an expansion to the original game, not a full game itself, being given the opportunity to win Game of the Year. That's all we have today.
Have a great day, Irish.
Waldport Weekly signing off.